It's been a whole year, my nigga. Let's not front. It's my year, my nigga. I'm here to fuck up your whole career, my nigga. Don't play dumb, dummy. You know what's the deal, my nigga.
Woo! I may or may have not been dancing to that song for an egregious amount of time, so go check that song out. Just Shazam it, whatever. All right, let's get into this hoe. So, I don't really know if any of you have been recently looking at the stock market or just getting any news in general, but it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. Some might even say that the stocks are getting kicked harder than Kareem Hunt did his girl. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a real bloodbath out there, fellas. And I am definitely not Moses, so I've been getting hit. I've been getting hit hard. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this one. I am losing a lot of money, but it doesn't really matter because I want you guys to take my pain as your comedy and entertainment for the day. And let's just jump into this. All right. Hey, I don't know if y'all noticed also, but the like button is free, so you might as well just go hit that right now. Oh, I'm waiting. All right, guys. So I'm gonna need you to shield your eyes, low key, and peep the Gene Aiko in the background, and let's get into it. Woof. Okay. So surprisingly, so today closed much better than I thought it was gonna close. It was looking pretty bad. So as you can see, this video's low-key kind of cap. It's not really $1,200. It used to be $1,200. I can assure you of that. But over the past few days, you know, we've been riding this through, so we're all Gucci. We're not really suffering over here. So I believe I've been investing around 3 to 4 months consistently in the stock market, if my memory doesn't fail me right now. As you can see, I high-key just got my cherry popped. It's not looking too good. It's pretty red. We're gonna scroll through this real quick. Today we actually lost $50, and then it went up. At least it went up around to 3.14, which is, yeah, 4 p.m. It actually just closed as I'm filming this. So $3 profit. I mean, I wish, right? $3 loss today. So I'm not even gonna complain about that one. It's been getting feisty the past couple days. As you can see, in the past week, we've lost $104. I believe, I can actually check this, but I believe the initial loss began around 3 days ago. So if we go to all time here, if I just start, you can see that I was always under the 1% mark, dipped a bit, then went up to around 2.9, never hit 3 sadly, and then around February 24th is when it all started going down, as your portfolio probably shows the same thing. My investing strategy is something called dividend investing. We're gonna go through our stocks real quick. As you can see, I own around 22 shares of ET, around 240 bucks in it. It was probably more a couple of days ago, sadly. The average cost is $12.34. So that means that I have lost $31.66 or 11.66%. Today's return, I actually made some money. So cheers, fellas. So my next investment is ticker symbol SPHD. It is a PowerShares S&P 500 high dividend, low volatility index. I was actually trying to put my equity in this higher as the days went on because I was trying to protect myself from a high risk of a market crash. But as you can see, it still happened and I still got bitch slapped. So, hey, you live and learn, right? So as you can see, my next stock is Disney. I wanted to get my equity higher in this, but I kind of eased the brakes off for a second because I wanted, as I previously said, to go into SPHD more. I believe that Disney has a lot of upside at the moment. It's obviously not a growth stock. However, I do believe they have a lot to prove in their streaming aspect. It took Netflix a long time to get to where it is, and Disney honestly has a lot more resources than Netflix had when it started out, and Disney is a mogul. I'm going to throw up on the screen right now the things they own. The mouse is the devil, bro. The mouse is everywhere. Actually, let me scratch that. The mouse, I love you. If you ever want to come at me with a sponsorship, I got you. The mouse owns everything. So I feel like eventually when they start producing more original content, it's gonna really make their streaming services pop off. And I'm very, very, very faithful with Disney. I will start putting more money into this over the next coming weeks, so you guys better keep in tune. Here we have Bank of America, which initially I actually never wanted to invest in Bank of America. I did it by accident one day. I guess nobody really spends money by accident, but I definitely wanted to start investing in another banking company, but I ended up going to Bank of America, and this is gonna be embarrassing, so don't look at the loss, but my average cost are $34 on this one. I've lost $24 on Bank of America, only with 4 shares. So take everything that I did and just don't do it. I'm just joking, guys. But honestly, just remember that investing is supposed to be long term. And here's the last one. We have Tencent. ticker symbol TCEHY. It's at $49.65 right now. I have 4 shares. I've actually only lost $1.60 because this stock was actually pretty good to me a while back. And I do believe Tencent, it has a very low dividend yield. However, Tencent is just such a huge empire at this point. And it does expose me a little bit to the Chinese market and the overseas market, which clearly at this point in time is not doing very well. However, I do believe firmly that companies like these and companies like Disney, they're just so big that they will consistently pay out their dividends. And with the amount of heads that they have in their companies, realistically, they will always, or at least 99% of the time, find a solution to the problem they're having. So, Chris, after seeing one of the worst weeks in the stock market in history, why are you not selling? Why aren't you cutting your losses, splitting out of there, and then waiting for the market to jump? And I'm going to explain to you why. There's an old saying, I know it's in Texas, it's probably in Tennessee as well. There's an old saying that says, time in the market always beats timing the market. Normally speaking, 10 years in the market, not touching your initial capital will almost always outperform people who time the market or people who constantly trade. It's actually been studied and proven in a lot of cases that the people who trade more often are people who tend to lose more money. So think about it this way. If you don't touch your money in the market for around 10 years and you just leave it there and you let it sit and you let it collect the dividend payouts that you end up getting and also the growth percentages that you end up receiving, you will normally beat the market. When I say beat the market, I don't mean you're going to get ridiculous gains. However, you will regularly end up seeing green. Remember guys, you should only invest what you can lose. If you really need the money right now, if you're saving to buy a new car, if you're saving to, don't buy new cars by the way, always buy them used. If you're saving to maybe refurbish your house or do anything in life that's very important and at the time and time sensitive, then you should just put it in a high interest savings account. Throw that money in there, just keep piling it up, don't even look at the money, and eventually you'll have enough. And that way you're not really putting yourself out to short-term dips and or jumps in the market. And also, dividend investing is regularly only seen as a long-term investment. Therefore, there's no real reason for me to freak out. I'd actually rather keep putting in money at the moment, which is what I'm going to do, and buy when everything is on sale. Just think about this. If you go to Walmart and everything is 40% off, what would you do? You buy, and then resell later on when it's at a higher price. Never sell your stocks, people. Don't look at the Robinhood app as often as you'd like. Breathe and remember that long-term investing is in and of itself long-term. All right? Don't freak out because yesterday there was a huge dip. Don't freak out because 2 days ago there was a huge dip. Just think about the future. Relax. Don't look at your stocks and breathe. So guys, you already know the vibes. I'm going to start streaming very soon. Either just chatting or me actually playing because I like to do both of those things. It's like Amine said, this is my year. We're gonna be here constantly, so you better get used to looking at my ugly ass face. But you beautiful person, why don't you follow me on my socials? I'm gonna put my Instagram right here. I'm gonna put my Twitter right here. And I will see you next time very, very, very soon. Peace.
Firmly grasp it!
It's been a whole year, my nigga. Let's not front. It's my year, my nigga. I'm here to fuck up your whole career,